She started as an MP?
Yeah.
Okay.
That I'm not sure, but
Sioni bibi mdogo wa Kihika Kimani. Yeah.
Is that the daughter, Ama? That's Kihika Kimani's daughter.
Was it daughter? No, I think it's
No, I think it's daughter.
Daughter, I think.
I think
It's
it's daughter.
daughter?
I think it's daughter, yeah. You know, and I think alikuwa naishi US at some point.
Yeah.
She used to live in the US at some. So my thinking, this is
In New York, I think she was in New York.
This is how I'm looking at it.
Daughter, they're saying daughter.
Yeah, this is how I'm looking at it. Is that this will create a stepping stone. To me, what my view is on the woman rep seat, I think it should remain there, but there should be an expiry date for it.
So I was talking to the same lady. We're having a discussion. I was trying not to really talk about the election. So we veered off into government and structure and stuff.
So you should
And she was
have
asking
you
me-
voted as a meal. Oh, sorry. Go on.
So she was asking, what do you think needs to be changed structure-wise or even in the constitution? And she talked about how women have actually been vying and winning. And then posed,
Correct.
do we really need the 2/3 gender rule?
Where?
Honestly, I don't think
Wow.
Where? You're Swahili Sasa.
For the Kenya of today and where we are, we still need it.
so. No.
Okay.
And I'll give my reasons.
Yeah.
The reason,
give your reasons and then let
yeah,
Mika
the
give his
reasons I'll give
too.
it is that this is, as we've seen, the whole affirmative action. That's what I'm going to call it, right? For women with the 2/3 gender rule, it brought women in to a point where they were at least part of taking a seat at the table, right? Whether they were elected or not, but they were there. Came in, a women rep or whatever, nominated, right? Then the next, after 2 cycles or so, then now everyone is used to having them in office that they can even go and vie for office. But to me, I don't think we are there yet. We probably need one more cycle, in my opinion. And then we could really think about this, because I think that one more cycle is actually going to open us up to the point where people don't have a problem with electing a woman who has not necessarily been sitting. They're not going to have a problem with seeing her on the ballot.
No, almost for me, I will not give it to that 2/3. I will not give them the flowers for that. I'll give the flowers to the maendeleo ya wanawake and the empowering a girl child program that started back in the 90s, right? These are the women who are right now, because the thing is this, we never used to see women CEOs. We never used to see women head radio presenter, TV presenters.
Correct.
Yeah, there was a man who was there and a woman was there to complement that. But these days we see women are the one who are holding it. They take, like, social media has also come in, and then these young women are seeing women empowering themselves, doing stuff and building for themselves. We have gotten to a point whereby women are so empowered, they believe in themselves, and they believe that they can be able to deliver and be the leaders that they are, and people actually seeing it and actually believing it. You know what? There's no some man who's just gonna be here and expect you to bow to him because he's a man and he's in power. Most of the women who were given the 2/3 were being given the 2/3 gender rule for parties to achieve that nominated women, right? And most of those women who were nominated didn't do stuff for any women. They were there. A lot of laws that were passed to harm women were passed with those women voting
Sitting
for those
in office,
laws,
yeah.
right? And they're there. So it goes into a point where I believe women realize they have the power, can control the power, they've taken the power, because women are the ones who actually were swaying elections in Kenya. They were the highest voting demographic in Kenya. They realize it's getting to a point whereby we can see somebody who's with us. Aongei tu atikelele atipigie huyu kura jumini mwanamke, but they actually see. Remember, women in Kenya wamekuwa na chamas from
from a long time ago.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So they know how they can work when they
get together.
band together, right?
Correct.
So if they can find other women who they know their leaders who are good at that, they believe in all that. So it's not strange for them. All they need to do is just to see how it's happening and they saw those who have been chosen for them and were not working
Yeah.
for them, and now they've decided to do the choosing themselves. We are seeing how generation changes. You take away generational ideologies or curses, the way you like to call them. We won't see the result now, but our kids will see the results. So we are seeing the result of women empowering in Kenya coming into fruition right now.
Now, let me let you go, and then I'll come in. Uno.
No, so to support what he's saying, the lady said, listen, you are having women running for deputy president,
Or being chosen.
or being chosen.
Yeah.
They're running,
As running mates, yes.
as running mates, right? Projected results, let's say, for example, like in Nakuru, you're seeing a sweep.
It wasn't a sweep.
No, whatever.
Yeah.
How you look at
Yeah.
it. Like when you look at our friend, Umar,
Umra.
Umra,
Yeah,
you
but she did not win.
she did not win, however, participating. But the UDA, whatever, the deputy, what I mean, you're seeing instances where at one point in time, like if you look at maybe Kihika, if you look at Murang'a County, you look at someone like Betty Maina, whatever, you running on UDA getting elected, or okay, I'll put it this way: we are waiting to see the results once everything is finished. But the participation of women, their participation, being participants, going out there looking for votes, seeking for votes, because again, for me, I'm still learning, but then I tried to find out what was, maybe the 2/3 gender rule was in place so that you can have a nominated, unachagua mtu mwanamke anachaguliwa nawekwa. But if they're able to do this, you don't need this, because if they're being elected, then you don't need this.
Now, this is where I think I would love to hear women's comments, because we're a bunch of 4 men here.
Yes.
So women, like Washeke Slay, please,
Haraka Upes.
and Slay saying an empowered woman's impact is felt more than a man's. And then let me see.
So does that mean that we get rid of women reps?
No, but here's the thing.
I actually think it's a useless position.
No, but this is my view. Like I'm looking at it in a more nuanced way, rather than in a blanket way. Because the blanket way is saying all the women who came in as women reps have done nothing. Which I think
not all of them. Some of them have worked.
That's not perfectly accurate. So there's some of them who've worked, and then there's also a lot of these people who came in as women reps have been able to mature into becoming members of parliament, for example.
They've
like
morphed into other positions.
Yes.
Into Mishimboko, for example, in Mombasa, and there are quite a number of others. There's some who I think are ran for governor. I don't know whether there's any of the women governors. I think so far we have seven female governors who've been declared, and I don't know whether there's any of those 7 who was previously a woman rep. I need to go back and
Nani was not?
check. I need to go back and check.
Kihika? She didn't start off there?
No.
She started as an MP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I'm not sure, but
Sioni bibi mdogo wa Kihika Kimani. Yeah.
Is that the daughter, Ama? That's Kihika Kimani's daughter.
Was it daughter? No, I think it's
No, I think it's daughter.
Daughter, I think.
I think
It's
it's daughter.
daughter?
I think it's
Okay.
daughter, yeah. And I think alikuwa naishi US at some point.
Yeah.
She used to live
she
in the
used
US
to.
at some. So my thinking, this is
In New York. I think she was in New York.
This is how I'm looking at it.
Daughter, they're saying daughter.
Yeah, this is how I'm looking at it, is that this will create a stepping stone. To me, what my view is on the woman rep seat, I think it should remain there, but there should be an expiry date for it. Because the idea is for it to lift up women in a space that's a bit hostile for them. It's a fact that it's a very hostile. Politics is a very hostile ground for women, not only in Kenya, in so many countries in the world,
everywhere.
But then we also have to ask ourselves, how come Uganda, Tanzania, even Somalia have been able to achieve that 1/3 gender rule without a law? So we have to ask ourselves fundamentally, what exactly is it that we are doing wrong in Kenya? Yet we consider
Toxic
ourselves.
masculinity.
Yet we consider ourselves progressive. Even when you look at in the previous parliament, I've not looked at the makeup of this parliament, but in the previous parliament, if you looked at the women who are elected, the percentage was not much higher than what women were getting before we got devolution. So we have to fundamentally ask ourselves what the issue is. My only issue with this 1/3, 2/3 gender rule, whatever we want to call it, is a technical one. Meaning, if we have a situation where we have 290 members of parliament, we have 47 women representatives. If we have a situation where all the 290 people who are elected are men, and then we have only 47, now do we add many other women so as to get that 1/3, which might be hundreds of people you have to add? So to me, my issue is mathematical and technical, which I think needs to be creatively sorted out, because the way
the
it
last
is,
parliament didn't even have the 2/3.
they didn't have it.
They did not.
Yeah,
They did not have it.
They did not, because
And actually, Maraga wanted the whole parliament to be
to be
dissolved
dissolved. Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
But I think they need to find a creative way of achieving that 1/3
But
for
I
women.
think it's the voter. If the voter is not voting, what are we supposed to do other than using some sort of?
But you see, Omosh, when you say the voter, the ground is hostile. The ground is hostile.
The
to
ground is
women.
hostile because almost if a
That's the reason why.
if a presidential candidate goes on top of a campaign podium and says that mimi nibiwe kura mimi mwanamke, what respect do you expect people to have for women?
And then violence. There's so many things.
So
That's why there's affirmative action.
The misogyny
the question is,
and the toxic masculinity in that country is too high. It needs to come down.
So then, if we